Good morning, friends. It's Nick Lind at Commencement Bay Brokers. It's Monday. It's August 26th. Today, we're going to talk about the three biggest mistakes that sellers make during the inspection negotiation. First, if you're a buyer, you'll want to go back and watch last week's episode. It was Winning the Buyer's Marathon. It's a great topical about what it takes to actually get a property under contract in this hot market. Today, we're going to talk about the three mistakes sellers make during the inspection negotiation. But before we start, I'm going to ask that you go and follow us on Facebook or Instagram. If you got this in your inbox, the entire video series is cataloged there. I think you'll really like it. You should check it out. The mistakes that our sellers make during the inspection negotiation, three things that actually end up costing them money. We want to make sure you avoid it because we care about you. The first thing is selling a property as is. The second thing is being too emotional about the process. The third thing is forgetting your bottom line, which oftentimes comes from being too emotional. So selling a property as is. Most negotiations in real estate, especially residential real estate, we want to end up with a win-win. We want a seller who's happy. We want a buyer who's happy. When a seller positions themselves to sell a property as is, it tells the buyer essentially they're not going to have any sort of a win during that part of the process. Now, you don't have to do a boatload of repairs. Every market's a little bit different. That's what your agent is here for. But if you're in the headspace, I'm not going to do any repairs, it's extremely off-putting for a buyer, and it can cost you your deal and a lot of money. The second thing we wanted to talk about today is being emotional about the process, which it's easy to say, don't be emotional about selling your house. It's hard to do. It was hard for us when we sold our first house. So I'm going to give some personal advice here. We want to make sure that we keep this about being about a business decision. So for example, if a buyer would like you to make a small, affordable modification to your house, but you don't understand why, if it fits in with the bottom line, that's probably okay. It doesn't really matter how they're going to use the property down the road. I shouldn't say it doesn't matter because that's a part of the equation, but if you don't understand a small modification, let's not get stuck on why they're asking what they're asking. Let's pay attention to what your goal is. And that's the third thing is sometimes when we're emotional, we have a tough time making sure we stay on track to hit the goal, which is oftentimes a bottom line goal, sometimes a timing goal. When we get distracted and we get too in the weeds on minutia, it's often then that we forget to look back at the goal, which is usually, hey, I want to sell my house. I'd like to net a certain amount and I need to move by a certain time. If the offer is meeting all of those marks and any other sort of secondary goal that you may have, then let's keep on track and let's not worry about the fact that they want the handle on the shower fixed. Let's just stay on track and make sure that it fits in with the big picture goal so you actually end up getting what you wanted in the first place. We hope that you found this really helpful today. If you did, please pay it forward and follow us on social media. We will look forward to talking with you next week. Thanks so much, guys. See ya.